Okay, guys, if you can hear me, let me know. Oh, yeah, I hear myself. We hear you too. Good muggles. Okay, sorry that we're late. I mean, it's kind of like a tradition now, and next time I could put it an hour later, but I know myself. Right, right. Fashionably late. My friend always when she wants to meet up, she says, "Okay, let's do 5 because she know that at least I will be there at 6 then." So, right. Oh, crazy echo. More people have an echo? No? No. No echo. I think that's your Synfamy official. I think that's your audio somewhere. Oh, you're hearing everything twice. Well, you must have the YouTube on twice or something. Probably have to check that. No echo. No, it has to be you then. Anyway, people are joining now. Let's wait a little bit longer. Did you guys have any questions yet that we can maybe answer somewhere before we forget and start rambling? That's also tradition. I mean, we don't have any rules, we just ramble. We had a question. When did you talk about MJ's girlfriends? Well, I never did. Some others did. I don't know which one it is. It's the last one or the one before that, I think. Yeah, no. Right. Right. What do we think about Madonna? Well, Nina knows how I think about Madonna. Maybe it's better if you two answer. Right. He didn't like Madonna, but yeah, I think if I want to stay nice, I agree with that. He didn't like Madonna, but we appreciate her defending him. I guess. Yes, that's exactly my thoughts. Oh, hold on. I think they only hear me talking. What is that about? You guys only hear me? I can only hear Suza. Wow, that looks like I'm completely nuts and talking to myself. Hold on. Let's see what's wrong. Let's see what's wrong with this. Oh, that's weird. Keep making noise, Luna and Nina, so. Well, just rambling about nonsense. That's fine. Well, no one can hear her. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong here. I don't know why. It's a good thing, guys, that you can't hear Luna talk right now. Oh, God. I just don't understand why my recording doesn't pick up your. Um. This really is strange. No, 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 no. They're not lying. I can't see the audio on my streaming program either. I just see myself on there. Oh, okay. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to end this live, figure it out, and then I'll go back on the live. But you might wanna make sure that you have the notifications on because I think the link will be different in the browser. So I'll end this now and keep an eye on the channel, and I'll see you in a bit. They can hear you now, so be careful.
Okay, okay.
Um,
Got my game face on.
live now. It says live now. I think that's
Yay.
live stream offline. It says. I don't understand.
What the hell's going on?
Well,
Am
I
I?
got the notification for the first live, but not this one.
No, it definitely says offline. But we're probably live though, so be careful what you say.
I am censoring myself as we speak.
Let's see. Somewhere in the. That's not handy. That it doesn't just go to the same live stream.
Yay, technical
Oh,
glitches.
and I can't find this in the new. How does this work? YouTube changed the whole admin
No, nice.
interface. Oh, see,
It's
we
been
are live. Let's see where we are then. Yeah, it says live.
Anna said she can hear us talking in the comments of the original We're Live. Go have a look, Suze.
The one where we were in.
Yeah, just now. She said that she can hear us.
What the hell is going on?
We can hear you. I hear you. That's weird because it doesn't.
Just now. She said that she can hear us.
Can hear you. Oh, yes, it's fine now. Oh, I guess good.
We can work with that.
Weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to cut that out later. Oh, or else we're gonna have those whiny comments again. It's so unprofessional.
Did I say anything about being a professional? I've never been so insulted in my life.
Yeah, no shit.
So is it live? Are we live? Is it working? Because I couldn't click it to make it work.
It is working. I'll put it in the chat so you can. Sing something. Well, seriously, Dr. Bet, you really don't want me to do that. I'd like people to stay.
But you can't just sing something. People do that to me all the time. Like, what? Sing what?
I'll sing something, but I'll do it in a Nina way, so it'll be really nice. It'll be really clean and friendly. But you're gonna have to guess, people. I want to see in the comments what the word is meant to be. I'm gonna put a nice Nina-y version word in there, and
I can't
you
wait.
have to guess what the word is. So whoever's keeping an eye on comments can let me know, because I can't multitask, can't see both. But are you ready?
Go ahead.
His name was Nobby-all, Nobby-all. His name was Nobby-all, Nobby-all. His name was Nobby-all, 'cause he only had one finger. His name was Nobby-all, Nobby-all.
What?
He went to rob a bank, rob a bank. He went to rob a bank, rob a bank. He went to rob a bank and stopped to have a sandwich. He went to rob a bank, rob a bank.
That's awesome.
The police, they come quick, they come quick. The police, they come quick, they come quick. The police, they came quick and hit him with their truncheon. The police, they come quick, they come quick. They put him in a pit, in a pit. They put him in a They put him in a pit and filled it up with cornflakes. They put him in a pit, in a pit. They buried him with his granny, with his granny. They buried him with his granny, with his granny. They buried him with his granny, with his finger up her nostril. They buried him with his granny, with his granny.
My
His
sides
name
hurt.
was Nobby-all, Nobby-all. His name was Nobby-all, Nobby-all. His name was Nobby-all, 'cause he only had one finger. His name was Nobby-all, Nobby-all. There you go.
Oh my god, that's like the Dutch anthem.
I never want anyone ever again to say this channel isn't professional, because where else do you get that sort of like thing? Right?
I hope you were all playing and guessing what the real word should be.
Oh god, that was funny.
The worst thing is I knew that song and I was like, oh, now I can't play because I know the song.
Oh. Oh my god. Anyway, when you were thinking that I was talking to myself, Nina and Luna were actually talking as well. And I don't even remember what we were talking about now.
Madonna.
But that was Madonna. We were talking about Madonna, and I said that it's probably better if they Nina and Luna would say something about it, because I'm really not much of a Madonna fan, and that's really lightly put. So maybe you would like to repeat what you said so they can actually hear you now.
Well, I think we were saying that, you know, it was good that Madonna actually, spoke about it. She has got her own projects coming out with her new music, and she was asked a question to do with the documentary and Michael Jackson, and she answered because she was put on the spot. So she answered, and it's a good thing that she did, and hopefully that somebody, such like herself, A-list celebrities, it might encourage them to, you know, get off the fence either one way or the other, and either come out and support Michael or not support Michael. I just hope that she doesn't at some point down the line flip-flop and change her stance. Luna said as well that she basically said what's already been put out there in regards to show me the evidence, where's the evidence? So maybe from that standpoint it will get people thinking, well, yeah, okay, there's actually no evidence in this documentary / film. As Dan Reed just recently pointed out, there's a link about him being questioned in an airport saying it's in the film. Go and watch the film. You've got to see the film. So he's even saying that it's not a documentary, it's a film. So just hopefully it will get people to question and realize there's no actual proof, no evidence, and to get people asking the question, well, where's the proof? Where's the evidence?
Right. Yeah, but you know what? I think it's a bit dangerous to actually say that Madonna really defended him. I think in a way she simply defended the fact that you're innocent until proven guilty, which is a good thing. But
yes, exactly.
She also said that
that's
she didn't see it, and I am afraid that as soon as she would see it, that she might flip anyway. I hope not, but
I mean, I'm not a Madonna fan. I'm not at all. As I said, I wouldn't say so much as it wasn't a defense of a defense is saying don't be ridiculous. He didn't do anything. That's not what she said. What she said was very true, very truthfully, and the only reaction anyone should have if they don't know about the case, which is I don't know about it. Show me the evidence.
right.
That's all she said. She didn't say, oh hell no. However, she is a very strong-minded person. She doesn't seem to be easily led.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think she will change her mind. I don't think she's even going to see it. I think
I don't think she's going to watch it anyway.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think she was put on the spot, like Nina said, and she just went, "Oh yeah, I'll probably very non-committal. Oh yeah, I'll probably see it at some point," and that's probably the last she's ever going to mention of it.
Right.
Unless she's pushed again, she'd rather just stay away from it, which I think is what half of Hollywood is choosing to do.
Here is the video, by the way, from... And, of course, the audio is not working. That's too bad. Well, I tried. It's on theblast.com, so if you want to see it, then read. What he's actually saying is, like Nina said, he's calling it a film and not a documentary.
I'm actually trying to think. I've got it somewhere on my Twitter, but I'd have to go so far back, where he's actually quoted as saying, we don't give you fact after fact after fact. It's about the journey. I'm like, you've just said there's no facts in it.
Right.
He slips up left, right, and centre. I mean, they could have chosen someone a little bit sharper for this. This was going to require intelligent people. They all seem to be thick as pig muck.
Right. I just can't believe that he's actually saying in that video.
Phil.
What? No, the video that's playing now. I'm not talking about Leaving Neverland. Here in this airport video, he is actually saying that. What does it matter about the train station? What does it matter? What do you mean? What does it matter? It matters a lot. Your whole narrative is gone.
That's just it, and he hates that.
Right.
It's actually driving him a little bit insane. The egg is about to crack, and it's hilarious.
What I don't understand is that there's no one in the media saying, "Hey, let's go and actually interview Wade and James again.
That's because they're all scaredy pants.
Right.
Where are they? Has anybody actually heard or seen anything of both Wade and James since the Oprah
No,
situation?
and that's what I actually said this to someone the other day. I said I thought he wanted to shout the truth, his truth, as loud as he had to shout the lie. Where is he? He's shut up. Doesn't seem so important to him now.
Right. No, they're very, very, very quiet, but that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see them back in some
Yeah.
kind of interview and being grilled on this. Like, why were you talking about a train station when there wasn't a train station yet? You know, I mean that's one of the biggest provable things lies in the film, and I'd like to see them try to
Challenge
explain
them.
that.
Yeah.
That might be very, very hilarious to see. That they can.
Oh,
That's
God,
probably why they're not doing any interviews
no, they
anymore.
can't. And then they're never anywhere with Danny. I think they've fallen out. They've had a little lovers tiff.
Right. I had a few questions from people who wanted to translate the videos and they couldn't find where. And I thought that I turned that on for the videos, and apparently I didn't. So I was telling all those people, oh, just click the button, and the button wasn't even working. So I'm sorry. It is it is working now. So if you want to translate the videos, you should be able to. I don't know what it looks like on your phone. I don't really use my phone a lot with YouTube, but on my computer I see 3 little dots here under the video, and if you click that, I think you can add the translations. There is an English script, and you can actually translate the videos in your own language. That way, I cannot do that myself. I don't. Well, I could maybe in Dutch, but maybe someone else would like to do that for me. But if you really think it's mostly Spanish, I think people that want to see it in Spanish. So if you're Spanish, please go ahead and translate. It's now really open to translate. So go ahead. Then we had all right. I am putting the scripts from all the videos in an something like an ebook format. That might take a while to actually edit and make sure that is good, but I do want to have all the transcripts, everything that all the the words Nina read, in some kind of book form for people to spread around. So I'll keep you updated on that. There is also people who say, who ask, how can I be a part of this? And I'd like to be a part of this. And I mean, you can. It's not like I make everything up myself. I get it from other people and from the internet and work that over most of the time already has been done. I just add to it and I put it in a certain format so that Nina can read it. Well, most of the time, as long as there's no Massachusetts in it.
Oh God.
So if you want to be part of it, I mean, if you have a good idea for a video or some kind of topic, or you have some kind of investigation about one of the topics, and you'd like to see a video about it, if I haven't done a video about it yet, just contact me on Twitter or by email, info@themichaeljacksoninnocentproject.com, and I'll see if I can work with it. And you don't have to be very fluent in English or whatever. I'm making sure that it's turned into a script before I send it to Nina. So if you want to be part of it, go ahead and write something. Do your investigation. Contact me, and I can see what I can do for you. And last thing that I have on my list is I honestly need some people that are familiar with WordPress for the website, because I am a little bit too busy to keep the website updated. And it's not really rocket science, but you do need to have some basic knowledge of WordPress to do it, and maybe help updating a website. So it's adding the videos, but also adding articles from the internet about allegations or about court cases or about anything, blogs maybe you find interesting that you think you should be added to the Michael Jackson Innocent project, because what website is mostly um, gathering all the information that's already out there, because there's so many good websites and blogs, but it's like spread everywhere, and I'd like to have it all in one place, linked, credited, and stuff like that. But I simply don't have the time now. Maybe once a month I sit down and I make sure that everything's updated again, but I honestly don't have the time for it. So if there's anyone out there who knows a little bit about WordPress, let me know. Email, Twitter, Facebook, doesn't matter. In this chat that we're in now. And I would appreciate it if there's one or two people maybe that can handle that. So let me know. You can be part of it all you want. Topics for today. Oh, and we do have a giveaway at the end of the video. So make sure that you stay on. I have an idea for a topic. Muggle says, who are MJ's spiritual advisors? Fairly unexplored topic. Well, Muggles, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't know much about them. I know that he was surrounded by a whole bunch of leeches, which is one of the topics that I wanted to talk about tonight. How he always seemed to be around people that didn't really have his best interest at heart. I mean, we can see that ever since the 80s and even before.
Unfortunately, yes.
I mean, just like Chandler. Chandler was. How did he even get there? You know, it's people think it's
Well, he was a dentist, wasn't he? He had a lot of he knew a lot of Michael's friends. You know, what Carrie Fisher was one of the main ones that used to go to him for treatment.
But he wasn't a very good dentist by all
No, he
accounts.
wasn't. But that wasn't the point of him, was it? He had enough clients that would come for unnecessary treatment because he gave them the pain meds. He was
right.
bent as hell.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty clear if you look at all the money that Chandler has been trying to extort from Michael, that he needed. It's like it was planned, you know, that they would meet. Chandler needed his money because he wanted to make this movie. He had a movie script. I think he wanted to have turned into something. So people always say, "Yeah, it was just an accident. And Michael's car broke down close to that. What's his name? Dave Schwartz plays Rent a Wreck, and that's how they met."
I'm not entirely sure how they did meet, to be honest, but he did know a lot of people that Michael knew.
Are you talking about, you're not entirely sure about Evan Chandler, how he got involved? I know a little tiny little smidge. It was Michael's car broke down near Dave Schwartz. Was it Dave Schwartz?
Yes, Schwartz Rent a
Yeah,
Wreck.
that's the one. So it broke down near there, and then he knew that Evan Chandler at this point wasn't even on the scene. He wasn't involved in Geordie's life really at all. But what had happened was his car broke down near Mr. Schwartz. I can't say that word, Sousa.
Schwartz.
That's the one. He's near his place, so he helped Michael, took him back. Then he called June Chandler and said, "I've got Michael Jackson here. I've got Michael Jackson here. You've got to bring Jordan down now, 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 now."
Right.
She brought him down pretty much immediately. They kind of all got chatting and got into a conversation. And Michael said, thank you for your help. You have to come down and visit Neverland sometime. And that's how it initially started. That friendship between Dave, that one.
What?
Schwartz.
Yeah, and June Chandler and Geordie Chandler. A lot of people think that it was all about Geordie, but initially it was really June was always closer to Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously his dad heard about Evan Chandler heard about the connection with Michael and Geordie and started to sort of reappear out of nowhere when he had nothing to do with his son. He was owing June Chandler, I believe, about I can't even remember how much, but quite a lot of child support was owed to June Chandler.
Right.
He would then,
60,000, I think.
yeah, I'm not sure entirely if what the figure was, but I know it was a lot.
I think it was
And then
68,000.
wow, that is a lot. But
Yeah.
he would then have more contact with Geordie after not being present in his life because of the Michael Jackson connection. He would then start saying to Geordie, you should bring Michael here with you when you come visit, or I can come with you. And he kind of inserted himself in the situation when he found out about Michael. He wasn't in Geordie's life at all. He was not a good dad. He was not financially supporting Geordie. So that happened. And then Dave, Mr. Dave,
Mr. Dave.
Let's
That'll
just
do.
call him Mr. Dave.
Mr.
Mr. Dave,
Dave,
that's fine.
yeah, Mr. Dave was having conversations with Evan Chandler, and Evan Chandler was getting really jealous of the closeness between June and Michael.
Right.
Now, obviously, they're not married; they're not together anymore. June is with Mr. Dave, but he was kind of having conversations. Yeah, sorry, I can't pronounce.
Sorry.
But he was really jealous and started to have phone conversations with Evan, started to have phone conversations with Mr. Dave about Michael and June and the closeness. And then Mr. Dave started to get kind of suspicious of what Evan's intentions were. And that's when Mr. Dave started to record the conversations between himself and Evan Chandler.
Yeah, but I think what's his name? Anthony Pelicano asked Mr. Dave that.
That's it. That's his name now.
Yeah, Mr. Dave. That's actually quite funny. Mr. Dave.
Yeah, but that's how pretty much it kind of how he inserted himself because he heard about the Michael connection. He didn't have anything really to do with Geordie up until Michael was involved.
Right. And then he started demanding stuff because I remember something about him wanting Michael to build or finance in addition to his house where he can stay.
Something ridiculous. Yeah.
And he wanted him to finance a movie, and when Michael didn't do that, that's actually when the whole shit hit the fan. But what I don't think is that that was all just a coincidence, honestly. What do you think, Luna?
There's been an awful lot of coincidence around Michael.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. An awful lot. And I don't know, the whole thing was so goddamn weird. It really was. I'm lost with that one. Like the other ones,
what the thing is with these allegations, it's always boys that were put in his life. I mean, it's never it's like they're placed there. You had with Chandler, his car broke down right there, close to Mr. Dave's business.
Mr. Dave.
Where there was an opportunity for Evan Chandler to actually meet him. There was the Arvizos that, correct me if I'm wrong, Luna, but I think that they met him through Chris Tucker, through the set of Brett Ratner's movie Rush Hour 2, I think. Am I correct?
Yeah, I would think so. I'm trying to place the year.
Right. And Wade, that was pushed by his mom, and his mom just kept stalking Michael until he would say, "Okay, come here with the kid. I'll teach him something, or I'll make something happen for him." Because that's really what I think happened. That she kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and that he eventually thought, "Okay, well, fine. I'll make sure that he can come live here, and after that, don't bother me anymore." Because that's what she said, that he left them.
Yep.
After that, because that was, I think they left it out of the UK version, didn't they, Nina? That she was whiny,
Yeah.
that he didn't pay
Yeah.
for her shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was cut out there to make her look bad. It did make her look like a real leech, to be honest.
Right.
Looked really incredibly ungrateful, not realizing actually she wouldn't have been able to have the move to the US had he not been her sponsor.
Right. Right. And Safe Chuck is the same. It's all four of them have broken families and weird mothers and fathers that weren't really around, or there was something wrong with the whole father thing. There is just it's too much of a coincidence that all, because you don't hear any. I've never heard a norm. I've never seen a normal family
Well, normal families
accuse
don't bloody
him.
do this, do they? That's the thing.
Hmm?
Normal families don't do this. God, he's been round. Because I mean, one of the things you've probably seen it yourself. I've certainly had it fired at me. Is he chose kids with like broken families.
Yeah.
There were hundreds of kids around him with broken families that didn't do this to
Right.
him.
Thousands, because that's actually what
Thousands.
he wanted. He wanted those people to,
Don't
or
tell
those
me
kids to
Mac
have a good
wasn't from a
time.
broken family. Don't say Mac wasn't from a broken family. He divorced his own parents.
Right.
You don't get much more broken
Mm-hmm.
than divorcing your own parents. It's utter ridiculous. The acrobatics these people will do. Just say that you want children to have been abused, you sick bugger.
Yeah, it is really sick.
It's nasty. You should be grateful. You should be like, oh, thank God he didn't do these awful things. When Savile died, it was like, oh my God, this is horrendous. He was going around doing all these awful things to people. This is awful. That was horrible to find out. And it
Right.
very quickly became clear it was true. And there's no going back on this. He was an awful, disgusting human being that harmed an awful lot of people and got away with it. He had people protecting him. It was terrible. So you should be grateful to see, oh, thank God, that weren't another one. Why are there people so desperate for this? What the hell is wrong with them?
So let's highlight a little bit there on the Savile thing, because Louis Theroux decided to insert himself.
The guilt of
Yeah. I
him.
think recently, I mean, when Leaving Neverland first, obviously all the stuff hit the fan, he was very quick to
Yes, he
call
was.
people defending us fans and others that were, should we say, intelligent enough to see through Leaving Neverland. Called us some despicable things. This is Louis Theroux, documentary maker. Please go check out his moronic, ignorant,
Yeah,
asinine.
yes.
Oh, go and have a
Because,
laugh at him, please.
yeah, because there are recently, it's just well, it's not recent, it was in 2016, but it's been shared recently on Twitter by somebody about a link that Louis Theroux witnessed, and so did Louis Theroux's documentary camera crew, witnessed Jimmy Savile grope a teenage girl waitress, and just were filmed and recorded walking out laughing. Not a
Yep.
single one of them men did anything to help that girl in that horrible
Yep.
situation. So
I didn't find it originally, but I also shared it because I tagged him in it. I said, look, going after a dead innocent man isn't going to solve your guilt, because that's all
yeah,
it is. I mean, and what people forget as well is he really wanted an interview with Michael.
Yeah,
And
and he didn't.
there's footage of him following him around like a bloody teenage girl. And Michael just wasn't having it. He wasn't going to talk to him because he'd just been burned by Bashir. He wasn't messing with that again.
Yeah, I said that. I don't know if it was on a live or on a tweet, but I've said that before that Louis Theroux is just wearing bitter boots.
Oh,
That's the only
absolutely.
reason why he's being the way he's being. He's very, very bitter that he didn't get the Martin Bashir stuff.
Yeah, he's upset. He's bitter and he's got a guilt complex.
His dad was better. What was his name? Paul?
Oh,
Paul Theroux?
who's
Hold on, let me look for something. I read an article by him years ago that was pretty good. I think that was his dad. I got it. I'll put it in the chat for people. You should read this article by Paul Theroux. It's really interesting. It's a different kind of interview, I thought, with Michael. Anyway, sorry.
That's okay.
Theroux. Well, how did we get to Louis Theroux again?
Jimmy Savile was mentioned about, an actual people is sick that people are wanting to believe these lies.
Oh, right.
And then Luna mentioned about Jimmy Savile and all the people. It was obvious that it was true because of the amount of the victims and the proof. And then I thought it would be good while you're on the Jimmy Savile thing to highlight Louis Theroux because obviously he's been very opinionated about Leaving Neverland and he's got his own guilt there that we should kind of just shame the shizzle out of that dude because just disgusting the things that people
He's
have
vile.
said. Yeah.
He saw that and he allowed it because of his sycophantic lick-spittle self.
Yeah.
He allowed it because he didn't want to upset the person that he wanted access to. That's disgusting. He's an enabler.
That
Yeah,
whole
well, this is the
Seville case also shows you, that there is more happening that people know because didn't this come out when he was already dead?
Well, yeah, Johnny Rotten, just to say if you're on about the Jimmy Savile thing again, Johnny Rotten recently has been recorded as defending Michael Jackson. And I mean, I don't mean sitting on the fence or just making a Madonna comment, but
No,
Johnny Rotten
defending.
was actually defending, and the same Johnny Rotten was actually banned from the BBC for speaking out about Jimmy Savile way, way, way back when.
Mm-hmm.
So this so much cover up with real people that are really genuine paedophiles here. The real paedophile apologists are the people like Louis Theroux and
Right.
the BBC for banning people like Johnny Rotten who speak out about the guilty people. Oprah Winfrey, all these people they're the paedophile apologists. So everyone that's liking and sharing links to Michael Jackson's innocence and sharing facts, don't let any of the crap get to you because you're all doing an amazing job, and it's because of people like you that kind of shine a light on the real guilty people.
Yeah, well, I think Michael was always a distraction, like a scapegoat. Tried to keep the focus off of them. I mean, they knew that,
and it's worked, and it's still working. I mean, it's
right.
I apologize. I'll say right now, it wasn't me. I saw the tweet, but I don't know who it was from. Someone pointed out that there's 7 in a Google search of Michael Jackson on Google. So a Google search of Michael Jackson, you get 7 news stories. If you Google Harvey Weinstein, there's 0. Tell me it's not still working.
Right.
He's the one who's going to trial. There are current developments in that. The other one is
Isn't
dead.
that starting like in 2 weeks or something?
I think they put it back to September now, if
What?
I remember rightly.
They put it back again?
Yeah. All very strange.
It is. It really is strange. And I saw that Um, I'm not sure if it has something to do with Leaving Neverland, but it would be very, very strange if it didn't. But I saw that 3T is now canceled in Paris. So
Really?
yeah,
Oh, I missed that.
yeah, I think they
What
were
the?
supposed to perform in Paris. I don't know when. I think maybe tonight even. I don't know. But it was canceled. Let me see if I can find the tweet. Tush. I think Tush tweeted it. Oh no, it was a 3T. The actual 3T one. 3T World.
Okay. Oh yes, yeah.
It was here. We are incredibly disappointed and saddened by the recent news from the promoters to cancel the upcoming May shows in Paris. It's important for us to make sure our fans know the decision to cancel the shows, and these logistic issues were completely out of our control and not our decision. So they say
Oh,
it's logistics. I'm not
logistics is a very broad term.
Mm-hmm. We were so excited and looking forward to being on stage again. We were just preparing yesterday to make the best show possible for our fans. It's tough for us. There is nothing more we as 3T enjoy than being on stage performing for our fans, and we look forward to seeing our fans again soon. So, their May shows in Paris were canceled, and I'm like I said, I'm not sure if it has anything to do with Leaving Neverland, but you'd almost think so,
Did you
It's
want to mention the Chris Brown thing?
Not
I,
really.
I swear to God, he's trolling.
I Chris Brown is like I said it on Facebook. I couldn't name one song. I think Chris
I could
Brown thinks that he
literally
is bigger
name.
than he really is because I think he's
I
only
can literally.
famous in Hollywood.
I can name one song, and the only reason I know that song is because he sampled Michael in it.
Which song's that?
She Ain't You.
See, I've never even heard of that song. I do like Chris Brown actually. I'm not gonna say that I don't like some of his music. I like that Transform Ya one with what is it, Big Wayne?
I'm
Big Move.
terrible for
Big
modern
Move.
music, so don't even ask me.
I have no
I will
idea. I really don't know
well, I
any
will say
songs.
Chris Brown does Chris Brown is like the kind of like the underdog Usher, I'll call him, because he loves Michael the way Usher loves Michael. Like, I mean, Chris Brown does absolutely idolize Michael. That I can't question that at all. I do believe that.
No, he does.
However, the certain thing, the difference between Usher and Chris Brown is Usher is, when it comes to Michael, Usher's more humble and accepts the fact that there would be no Usher without Michael, and Usher's like that. The same with Bruno Mars. Actually, Bruno Mars is always very, when people compare Bruno Mars and say he's the new one, Bruno's always like, nope, there's only one Michael. I'm flattered that
Yeah,
you can, but no. I mean, they take it and they're so humble with that comparison.
yeah,
Whereas Chris Brown, the difference is with Chris Brown is he's quite. I mean, someone got to love him, right? And so he's doing it plenty for himself, is all I'll say.
Right. And like I said, I don't even think I don't know enough about him. I don't know if he's a good artist or I just know one thing is that he's really not a really big thing as he thinks he might be. And I don't see how those people, I think Bieber did it too. They want to have that King of Pop title or they want to have the crown or why? Leave it be. There was one King of Pop and that's not going to change. That's not, I don't think that's a title that you can earn when it's like the king of rock and roll. That will always be Elvis. That's never going to change. And if you look at Michael Jackson, whether you like his music or not doesn't matter, but it's undeniable that you can go to the Congo, where they live in huts, and you can say to someone who's Michael Jackson, and they start moonwalking. Chris Brown isn't even close to that. So to put something up like that, or even if it's just a retweet, or I don't even know what it was, Instagram, I think. It's just a certain kind of arrogance that I don't understand.
Boy's trolling. He's trolling. He wanted attention and he got it.
Yeah, but is that good?
But I do think I think it depends. I mean, a lot of people will see it as a I mean, some people will not see the arrogance of it, but I mean, he loves Michael. He loved Michael. He idolized Michael. That is no question. And I think it can be taken either two ways. It was either innocently shared on his Instagram because he was flattered by it. And obviously, Michael always gave these younger male artists support and encouraged them. And, the way he kind of was a mentor for all of these young male artists. So he either has been misunderstood in the Instagram repost, or he genuinely does feel that he's worthy of being Michael's, what's that word? Like the next one. What's that word? There's a word, Susa. You're the wordy one. Predecessor?
I'm the non-English one. Hello.
Is it predecessor?
Predecessor, yes, I think so.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, so he's
Successor.
even been. Yeah, okay, successor. I like that one. But yeah, so I don't know. It's hard. I mean, as he does have a bit of an ego. He does love himself a little bit more than necessary. But I mean, it could be taken either way. It could have been that it was just a repost misunderstood, or the fact that he's just loving himself a little too much. Who knows?
Yeah, but that alone, I mean, will never give him that same title or that same you know, because that was never the case with Michael Jackson. Michael was never like that.
No.
No, well, he always felt he could do more. So he's not going to celebrate. Oh, look how great I am, because I could always be better.
Right. So
Exactly.
it's yeah. I don't
He
mind
never
Chris
allowed
Brown,
himself.
but I no, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, okay, just don't do that. Don't do it. Maybe it's ignorance. I don't know. I don't know if he's very intelligent. Maybe he's not. I mean, that's possible. Maybe he can dance, but he can't think. And I don't think I would have ever tweeted something like that or Instagrammed. Is that Instagrammed? I don't know. What's the
I
noun
think
for
it was.
using Instagram? So yeah. Anyway, so I have nothing with Chris Brown. I don't think he's very famous. Michael Jackson didn't like seeing himself parodied. He was upset with Eminem. I don't know. I don't know if you've ever seen Weird Al with I'm Fat.
Oh, he was very upset with Eminem, but he dealt with that.
He
He dealt
dealt
with
with
that in
that
an
pretty
awful
well.
fashion. Yeah, he
Dealt with
did.
that with pure class, pure class. He did an interview with, was it Geraldo?
Yes,
Geraldo, yeah.
Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favourite interviews ever.
I do like all the interviews that he's done with Geraldo, actually. He was always very respectful to Michael.
He still
Yes.
I think
is.
he did an interview with him while he was in Australia on tour, and he was very, very respectful and didn't ask any of the questions that Michael didn't want asked about. I think it was allegations or an ongoing case that was going on back then when he was on tour in Australia. And he just kept it really light and really respectful, and you could tell that Michael really appreciated that. So I always liked that guy, the way he interviewed Michael.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you guys know Weird Al. I think he laughed
Weird
about
Al,
that.
yes.
That was hilarious.
No, oh goodness, no. I mean, Weird Al actually tweeted it. It's quite a while back now, but it was one of my favourites. That he found a note that Michael had sent under the door to him because they were recording in the same studio.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he'd just send notes like "love from next door" under the door to him. No, they got on absolutely fine. He didn't consider that disrespectful at all. That was a joke.
Yeah, it was hilarious. What Eminem did was childish and stupid.
That was a 9-year-old bullying kid. It was pathetic. And then he was such a pansy when he called him out on it. Oh, it wasn't me. It was my alter ego. I really respect Michael. Whatever. Coward. That he couldn't even own it.
Okay,
Pathetic.
well, we drifted off a little bit, like
We
always.
did.
But
Can't be done.
we were talking about Chandler. That's what we started with. I don't know if people know that, but Chandler actually um, made a, a a demand for money way before he ever started accusing Michael.
Oh, yes.
I mean, through his attorney, and he wanted $20 million. And Michael rejected that.
As you would. You know,
Michael rejected it more than once.
yeah, he
More
did.
than
Yeah, it was a
once.
couple of times. He said, bugger off, basically.
Had Michael paid the money that Evan requested each time, no, we wouldn't be going through this now.
We
No.
wouldn't even know. No.
No.
I don't know.
But the thing is, he would have then been trapped because once he'd paid him once on the quiet, what was to stop him asking again and again and again with the constant threat of, well, you've paid me before and I will just go to the papers with this. And then it looks bad to the police as well. No, he had it. Once those allegations were made, he was trapped. He really was. It was the perfect setup. They just
No,
had
I don't
absolutely.
mean I don't mean about once the allegations were made and he paid him off. I mean before the allegations he was asking Michael for money and Michael
Yeah.
kept saying no, no, no. I mean
Oh, I
had
see.
had Michael just paid him the money that he wanted before the allegation, before any of all this, what I mean is this wouldn't be happening now. We wouldn't be doing this now. Susa featured it in one of her videos about that he'd requested money from Michael before and
Yeah.
Michael
Yeah.
declined and said no. Had he paid, he wouldn't be going through this. But then that's sad for Michael because all anyone wanted was something from him.
Constant using. Yeah.
And when
Yeah,
he was strong for himself, like, always making his decision, he was like, hell no, get the hell out of here. I'm not giving you money for whatever you want. This happened, the allegations happened. He said, I'm going to ruin your life because he was sticking up for himself. He worked hard for his money and he didn't want to give it away. And as a result of him defending himself and being strong, he's going through this crap.
Yeah.
didn't
Wouldn't
he?
do as he was told.
Yeah. Do you guys think that he might have had some kind of relationship with June Chandler?
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt, because a lot of people think that it was all about Michael and Geordie. Actually, it wasn't because Geordie came along with his sister and his mother. It wasn't just
Hmm.
Geordie. It was about
Like
We
June.
were
He
all
having
was
this
those
smitten.
mothers.
conversation. Weirdly enough, I was having this conversation just like the other day with a friend of mine, and I was saying, look, honestly, Michael wouldn't have cared if a woman had kids. Great, ready-made family, he loved kids, so he wouldn't have cared in the least. And it's she always seemed a lot closer to him than Geordie did. Let's put it that way in photos and things. She
Well,
was
they
like
were
Sunday
everywhere
divine.
together. It was always, and that's why Evan Chandler was trying to get in Mr. Dave's ear because, I mean, June and the kids, both Geordie and his sister, were everywhere. Michael took him to award shows, took him on tour, took him, to events, red carpets. Everywhere was June's daughter, and Geordie. Like he'd
The
take them
family,
everywhere as a
the
family.
family,
Yeah.
yes. And I mean, it's Michael was the one helping Geordie with his homework and putting him to bed. That sounds like dad to me. It very much became a little family unit, and I do think he was very jealous of that, regardless of whether there was or wasn't. Obviously, everything's speculative. I could see why he would think there was, and why that would make him very, very angry and very jealous. Not that excuses what he did.
No, but he saw Michael as an opportunity. Evan
Yeah,
Chandler had nothing to do with Geordie at all. Only when it became apparent that Michael was involved, that Michael was on the scene, did Evan then try and insert himself in the situation. Could
yeah,
see that he was super close, super, super close to the kids and June. That's when he started to get in Mr. Dave's ear, and then obviously all the calls were recorded. But You know, it's like, I mean, he wasn't annoyed. He just saw an opportunity.
But
I
Because
do,
if he was
I do think an
annoyed,
opportunity, but
if it bothered him, if he was that annoyed about the closeness of them as a family unit, he would have been in his son's life. He had no involvement
oh
in his
no, I
son's
don't
life.
think he was. I don't think he was annoyed about Geordie, but there is a lot of, I can't remember where I read it, but there was a few times I've read mentions of him moaning that he wasn't seeing Geordie enough. Now that could have been purely to sound like the good dad, but no, he saw an opportunity. But I would also think he'd be a little bit pissy as well,
No, I don't think
and
that
that
at all,
only
because
increased his
it
opportunity.
was his own choice. It was
But
his
then
own choice.
I could be thinking like a female, because I'm thinking as a woman scorned, I know what women can be like. You know,
Well, no, I mean, it's pretty much out there that he was a lousy father, a lousy dentist,
definitely.
owed a lot of money to June Chandler in child support back payments. You know, if he wanted to be involved in his child's life, he would have been, and he made no effort whatsoever. June Chandler wouldn't have been the kind of woman that would have prevented that kind of relationship with the children. It was always his choice. He only decided to come back onto the scene when Michael came onto the scene.
So I was listening, but I've just gone completely blank over what the hell I was going to say. For
Nina, start
God's sake.
singing again so she can think about
That was it. I've remembered. Can we
Yeah.
just like put out here on the little live stream that Evan was that much of a crap father that Geordie basically divorced him and he emancipated himself with allegations of physical abuse, that he'd attacked him with a dumbbell.
What?
Right, Geordie
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
emancipated from his father,
Right.
Evan Chandler. His reasoning for doing so was violence, specifically that he'd attacked him with a dumbbell.
Oh, Evan almost killed him.
Yeah,
What? Almost killed Geordie?
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Jordy,
did not know this.
I think he had a restraining order against his own
he did.
father.
He had a restraining order, so he couldn't approach him.
What age was this? How old was he when this happened?
That was after the allegations. Was it 95? 97?
About, I feel like 97, 98.
Yeah, I think so, around there.
Something
Someone
like
was talking
that.
about the court transcripts here. I put a link in the chat. That's all the court transcripts from 2005, including June's. So, sorry, go ahead. Luna, you were talking. I was interrupting you.
No, it's all right. I'm thinking. I'm actually googling it because I'm certain it was around 98.
I think so too. I think it was around that time. Evan Chandler had cancer, says Tontebet. I don't remember him having cancer.
I really hope he did. I'm not gonna lie.
I remember him shooting himself in the head
Yes, I remember that. That was also a wonderful moment.
on November 5th.
I'm not gonna lie.
Remember the 5th of November.
5th of November.
Gunpowder, treason, and plot.
plots. I know of no
Yeah.
reason why the
There we
gunpowder
go.
treason should ever be forgot.
Oh, see, I just made up a totally, completely different version of that in my head then, Susie.
Yeah, I think Jordy was not seeing his mother for a while either,
Had
wasn't
filed
he?
for legal emancipation from his parents and had no contact with his mother since 1994.
1994.
Evan Chandler was sued by Jordan after he nearly killed him with a barbell and mace in August of 2005. So that he'd already like kept away from them, but he attacked him in 2005.
Oh,
But do
right.
you know
That was
why?
after the trial. Yes.
Do you know why, Luna?
It doesn't say.
I don't
I'm
think we
trying to find
know.
the court documents, but I think it's sealed.
I don't think I know. We know, but I I don't know if I read it somewhere or if it's just my theory. But I think because weren't they after Jordy to testify in the 2005 trial, the prosecution, and I think Jordy fled the country
Yes, he
because
did.
he
Yeah,
didn't want anything to do with it.
he didn't want to deal with it. He was
And I think
apparently
maybe Evan was mad about that.
I did think it might have been connected.
Yeah. Because it
I
was
mean,
right after the trial. I mean, it's interesting. It's also interesting that these kids all have this connection to Hollywood in some way.
How old would he have been at the time?
Who, Jordy?
Yeah.
What, in 2005? I think
Yeah,
Jor- I
with
think
the
Jordy's my
dumbbell
age.
thing.
So he probably was 24, 25, I think.
I think he was around 25 in 2005.
Yeah, I think he's from 1980 or 1981 or something.
So when did I know his dad killed himself, but what year did his dad kill himself?
2009.
Okay, so it was way after 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was November 5th, 2009, so not so long after
Oh, that's why you were singing the song. So
Yes.
sorry. We were
Applause.
having a sing song. I just thought karaoke moment.
Oh, you thought I just did that randomly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we celebrate that here too.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was interesting. I thought that it was anyway, that's for a whole different
Do you know
discussion.
what I just realised?
What?
The 5th of November. Now there are always coincidences, as you say, and
Yes.
I think I'm gonna high five myself after I say this. But obviously you just singing there about the 5th of November. It was about Guy Fawkes. The plot to do with, was it something to do with London, like Westminster or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blow up the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah,
That's the one. I was
taking down
close,
the
just in
government.
London. Yeah. Now Evan Chandler obviously had a plot to destroy Michael for not giving him the money.
Mm-hmm.
And the guilt, obviously, the fifth plots. Now, just please someone tell me they kind of know what I'm talking about, because I can't explain further than that. Do you know what I mean?
I can see your connection to the plotting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get your notion.
Tante
But
Bet
I'm like,
says, if I hear 5th of November, I think of Anonymous. When I think of the 5th of
ah,
November,
Vendetta.
I think about V for Vendetta, the
Yes.
actual movies. I'm not so sure what they think about Anonymous. They seem to be some kind of CIA psyop, honestly.
They do very strange things.
Yeah,
Very
and
strange things.
it never gave me a really good feeling. Those anonymous videos and stuff. I don't know.
The what anonymous videos?
Oh, I think there wasn't that around 2009, 2010 that you had all those anonymous
Sousa.
with the Guy Fawkes masks on.
Titch wants to join.
Oh, I think you said Tits. Tits wants to join. Are you letting people
Titch.
join the call?
Yeah. Do you want to ask what Titch wants to talk about?
Let's just see what Titch wants to talk about. Titch, you should be able to join now. If you click MJIP Live in the menu on the left on your computer or in the menu on your phone, you should be able to join. Make sure that you don't have any background noise though. I saw Titch come in.
What is that noise? Someone doing naughties. Sounds like someone's, I don't want to say it, but naughties.
I'm I'm tapping on my keyboard because I'm like Googling.
Oh,
So
good. That's good. That's probably that, yeah. I'm glad that is what you're doing.
Yeah, Sasha says this has nothing to do with Jordy. The more you learn, the more you recognize this was only ever about Evan. I yes, but I think it's deeper than that too. I really think that those kids were put in place for a reason, and they just picked the families where the parents just didn't have any morals. That's pretty clear. When you look at the weird moms in Leaving Neverland, Evan Chandler, which is complete idiot.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, yay, it worked. Sorry. I'm new to this. Sorry.
Oh,
No, I just
Brits.
wanted to... Yeah, another Brit.
Yay!
You're
Taking
surrounded. No, I just wanted to join. I've actually been keeping an eye on everything in the background a lot. I've listened to all your calls, but I watch things from afar and then kind of dive in when I think I understand. And so I'm here to dive, basically.
Dive.
Dive. No, I do listen to every week. I actually have I'm sad, I have a reminder in my phone every week. My husband's like, it goes off and he goes to me, is that Michael Jackson thing again? And I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, after the first
Are you
month
gonna ramble all night again?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
He's so sick and tired of me. I have to say, poor man. I've waited for him to go to sleep before I joined the call. I was like, you going to bed? Bye.
Bye.
So yes, do you know what, Nina, though? I was listening to your point about the gunpowder plot where you said that about Evan. And it's funny, immediately, because I found your channel through Susa's other channel. And
Okay.
I actually immediately thought of kind of some of the elements of Susa's video that she said. And I thought of kind of, I don't know how to put it, Susa, the thing that you think Michael's doing. My brain's gone blank and how to describe it.
Yeah.
And I thought of it like that. And that's how it connected to me.
I don't know which video. I made a few videos about that.
I
tried to build it up a little bit. I'm
the plot to bring down the wrong people.
Right.
That's where mine went. That's where my brain went.
The last one with Trump in it. I have to be careful to mention his name even because people will get completely triggered. You know, it's some kind of a buzzer or something that you push. You say Trump and they go, woo!
Yeah, it's kind of like Brexit over here.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about whether or not I could, maybe not upload it on this channel, but maybe put it in a playlist in this channel. I don't know, but I really think that's, I was thinking about that too, but I was afraid to say something. Because, you know.
So I'll do it for you then.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm the new kid. I'll jump under the bus for you as well.
Yeah, so I agree. I think that is kind of all linked together. Maria wants to hop in. Okay, well, let's give Maria some powers too.
So I did miss the right start of the call. Is Jar not on tonight? I take it.
Who?
Jar.
No, Jar is celebrating Mother's Day with her family. It's Mother's Day tomorrow in the US. So she's.
You don't have Mother's Day tomorrow, Nina, in the UK?
No, we've had it.
No,
ours is
we
in
had our
March.
Mother's Day March.
Oh, really? Well, that's weird.
Mothering Sunday.
We have it tomorrow too. But they got it from us because the Americans always copy us.
They like
Maria.
Without the Dutch, there wouldn't be in America.
That is true, actually.
It really is true. It is. We gave it away to the Brits, you know, when we got drunk because all the Dutch did in New York was actually put some cafes and breweries there and drank beer. So we only had America for 40 years, I think, and then we gave it to the Brits.
You started getting lax. You can't relax around the British Empire. We will have that out from under you.
No,
you fell asleep. One too many pints.
Yeah, I really think that's it. We give away all the good stuff. You know, we end up with the islands. I mean, the good weather, but I mean, the islands or America. Anyway.
Hi.
Hey, hi, Maria.
Hi. Sorry, but this thing is a real mess for me. I'm sorry. I just wanted to join you and say hello and thank you for what you do and you know, I was just amazed at your job and what you're doing. And I think that this live is a real opportunity for us to, talk to each other a little bit and, just confront a little bit our opinions and things like that. So it's a real thing, great thing.
Thank you.
Now, and then I just wanted to know, maybe you answered that, but I wasn't sure because I was getting in trouble with this thing, so I didn't follow that much. But do you know anything about the documentary that's coming out on Amazon Prime
Yeah, that's next week, I
in
think.
June?
I do know a little bit. Titch, you have some background noise. I don't know what you're doing, but
Oh, sorry.
you're making noise.
Sorry.
I actually asked Matt Fidesz because Michael's old bodyguard. We did a live with Matt months ago on my other channel. So I asked him if he would be willing to come on the live here too, and then he told me we were working on something. I'm working on something with Bill Whitfield, and he told me that he also was in contact with Taj about it. That they would do some kind of documentary, a rebuttal of Leaving Neverland. So I believe that's the one that's coming out next week on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, because I heard that it was a thing made by the fans, so I wasn't sure if it was, made by Matt Fidesz or Taj Jackson, or, yeah, because I heard that it was made by the fans, and I was wondering what kind of documentary it was, because I don't know if you saw, there's a channel on YouTube that they made the real story between Michael and Wade Robson. I think it was the Michael Jackson allegations. I think it was. It was a 30-minute, well done documentary, and they
I
just
think I've seen that one. It was very well done.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
And I was
fan
just
made, but the one that's coming on Amazon Prime, I think, is made by Bill Whitfield and Matt Fidesz.
Mark Lester is also in it, and I think Mike Smallcombe is also featured in the one with Matt Fidesz. There was a tweet to say that that Mike Smallcombe was aware that Mark Lester was involved, but didn't know that Matt Fidesz was involved.
Mark Lester's involved too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you know that
Does
people
any-
are gonna
Yeah,
go
I saw
ape
him
shit,
in the
yeah.
clip. Him and his daughter are in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. His daughter's in it also. She did a long Instagram post about the defense, but a lot of people seem to be really negative about this new thing that's coming on Amazon Prime. I've not actually seen anything from Bill Whitfield mentioning it at all. So is he actually in it? I mean, I've seen a preview.
I don't
but I've
know.
not...
That's what Matt told me. Matt told me that he was doing something with Bill Whitfield, from
Yeah.
a
I
security
heard that
point of
as well.
view, and how it wouldn't be possible what
But
they're
Bill has
claiming.
not said anything. Bill has not confirmed nor denied or mentioned anything as far as I've seen. I don't know. Maybe I've missed something.
I didn't say anything about it, so I really don't know.
I saw the trailer. I've seen a lot of talk about. Is it Fidesz? Is that how you say it? About Matt. I've seen a lot of talk. I mean, I don't know enough to state, but I've seen a lot of talk about him, and it's not been particularly positive. So I think a lot of people are turned off by his involvement in it. On Twitter, I've seen a lot of talk. I don't know. I'm not making a statement. I don't know the guy.
I think that's mostly because of the whole discussion about did he or did he not father the blanket, and I think that's the same problem with what's his name, Mark Lester, because he
With
claims to have fathered Paris, and I don't think that's a discussion we're gonna have here, because my rule has always been to stay away from the kids.
I'd agree.
And so
Yeah, I
I'm not
agree
gonna.
too.
But that's mostly what most fans are pissed about, and what I don't
right.
understand is why would you? Even they might be right, and maybe they're not, but who cares? I don't think you should
Mhm.
seek media attention for it. So that's the only thing where I think, Matt's always like, "Oh, I didn't say it like that." No, okay, Matt, but you did say something because they know that.
Yeah,
So you
definitely.
should have shut your mouth somewhere.
And
But
with the media, you say one
There's
thing
so
and
many people
immediately
that
something
need to
else.
shut their mouths. There really are.
right, right. It's same with Corey. I didn't say that. I wasn't on record. You're always on record when
You
there's a
did.
fucking journalist next to you. You know.
Yeah, that thing was a weird one. I mean, when I heard it, it was yeah, I was taken out of context, but you know how
But
media
you
work,
still said it.
you know.
And yeah, and he's known the game long enough. He knows
Oh,
that anything he says is on record, even if they
Mhm.
say it's not ridiculous.
right. We have a
Mm.
question in the chat. A question in the chat. Where
Yeah.
is all of this talk about Michael paying off at least 20 families for the allegations? Is there
That
truth
comes
to
From
from the
this?
Narnia.
British tabloid.
Oh my.
That comes from the Star, the Daily Bloody Star of all things. It's basically a comic for grown-ups with a few more boobs in it, and it came from there in, I don't know, 2010 or something ridiculous. Some absolutely already completely debunked story about the FBI files, which we've all seen, showing all these payoffs to 20 different families, which doesn't exist, is not a real story, but they still like to go on about it every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
But
So if you see it, just give them the FBI link. Go on then, show me where. You'll get blocked like I did.
I mean, it's the media. Come on.
Yeah. It was literally it was just because they could. Just
This
because
is
they could.
this seems to be hoax here too. I mean, it's like everything in the media is being debunked.
I think they're getting desperate. And
the
They
they just
people
really
are
are.
also
leave
getting wiser
anything
as
out.
well
That's true. That's true. Hi,
because we
Sim.
can now. It's at our fingertips,
Yeah.
so we can check things now. But the one thing I wanted to Jar's favorite hack journalist, Dimon. She's still, is it Dimon or Diamond? I don't know how to spell her name.
Diane
Diamond.
Diamond. Yeah, Diane
Diamond.
Demon is
He
her
says
nickname.
Yeah.
diamond because Ponce, it's bloody Diamond.
Oh,
She wants to be a diamond, the bitch is coal.
That's weird.
It's a female dog. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's a female
Oh.
oh, but she's still rabbiting on Twitter. She said something on Twitter, I think yesterday, that someone had pointed out where apparently he paid out 200 million to different families, and I was like, oh, please stop.
I swear it
200.
increases every time I hear it.
Yeah,
They're kind of monotonous, like, I mean, they don't know how to say.
but she's literally got a framed thing of him in her house. If you genuinely
Look,
believe that someone was
she has the biggest lady boner for Michael ever. And he turned her down, and she's still upset about it. And I'm very look, madam, if you're listening, Miss Diamond,
Demon.
I'm sorry he turned you down, but in his defence, you are bloody hideous.
Yes.
I think you'll be blocked right away. I mean, to me,
I'm
it took
already
just one
blocked,
or
sorry.
two tweets to be blocked by her.
Yeah,
So,
I'm already blocked.
all right.
I'm
It
blocked
doesn't even
because
take that. She was going around blocking everyone who liked anything that was pro
yeah,
Michael.
it's hilarious.
It was like, it was, and bearing in mind, like, how many tweets she was getting, like, to go through not only the tweets you were getting, but everything else. Come on, like, you're meant to be. I thought you were a journalist, love. Do your job. Like, how do you have that much time?
She's
I don't
not
have
a
that much time.
journalist.
Oh,
No.
yeah, sorry, I should have done. You can't show air quotes on a voice thing, unfortunately.
I saw it. I could hear them. I could hear them in your tone.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad. No, yeah, but she said 200 million. My LA sources say 200 million and up. And I was like, what?
Her LA source, her one and only LA source, is dead. So what's she doing? Calling Snedden up by a bloody seance or what?
Yeah, probably.
He was the only source he had in LA, and he's long dead. Hallelujah.
Yeah, what did he die of? Didn't he have a brain tumor or something?
He had cancer.
Yeah, brain cancer. Yeah.
Karma.
Good. Yeah, karma.
Sorry, I've got a
He
horrible.
rotted. He rotted in the brain. Good. That was a joyful moment in my life.
Yeah, when did he die? I don't even remember.
November 1st, I think, 2014. Yeah.
Oh, 2014. Oh.
Yeah, November 1st. Yeah.
I couldn't remember what year, but I knew it was around Halloween because my mum said something about it's about time that demon was taken.
It's so interesting that people always
I
think
was November 1st. I'm sure about that. It was November 1st.
Oh, God.
people
See, all
always
of me
believe that
cracking up at you guys, you know, I hear him.
people always believe that he paid off so many boys and their families, but
Where's all the money?
then on the other hand, he didn't pay his personnel. Supposedly,
He didn't pay security.
he didn't pay all this other shit. He just settled in court for 25%. But they do believe that he paid 200 million to kids.
But I want to know how they think he got not got away, like, you know, with the phrase, but everyone knew about the Chandler payment. Everyone knew.
Yes.
So how do they think, especially with, and everyone says, oh, it wasn't a continuous 10-year FBI investigation. If they investigate you once, they're going to find something. Even if they investigate you for a day, they're going to find it.
Osama bin Laden in a cave.
I know.
But they couldn't find that he was diddling kids. Really?
I know.
Yeah, but you know, it doesn't matter because it's some kind of sort of marketing that is going on that they first tested on him, where they play on people's emotions and if you don't believe these victims, then you're heartless. If you don't believe this, if you don't, and I mean, we've seen the same thing, and without wanting to actually talk about Trump or anything, but
I don't press the buzzer. Don't press the buzzer.
here's the buzzer. You know, this whole Russia collusion. I mean, the Democrats were so happy with Mueller, and oh my God, they're going after him. They're going to find something, and then this guy investigates for 2 full years, can't find anything. And believe me, they have looked into everything, even his taxes. You know, they looked into everything.
You've got to start thinking there's nothing there to find.
But the media keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and calling him a liar and a colluder and whatever.
Whenever there is a big storm
and
in the news,
that is the same thing with Michael. Michael was
fairly
investigated by the FBI as well, and they never found anything. Yet the media says it, and then people believe it. So if the FBI says it's not true, people don't believe it. But if CNN says that it's true, people do believe it. And that is, to me, is such an interesting concept. I don't understand that.
Dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous to take anything at face value.
Right.
It's so weird to me as well. Like, and I've been a fan of Michael's music since I was 5 years old, and the TV turned on, and I was like, "Who is that? He looks like a Disney prince. I'll marry him one day." And like a little innocent kind of kid thing, and that was it. I loved the music, but I don't understand people's, to use a phrase that I've heard Luna use on All the Lives, like the suspension of disbelief. When it comes to Michael is insane to me. Like Corey, I know everyone's annoyed at him right now, but he has previously even said he went to the police in '93 and gave them a list of names, and they weren't interested. They wanted Michael.
They wanted him.
And but as like you know, I'm a wife. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter to a father that I love. Why does anyone want you to just immediately believe that someone is guilty, particularly men? I mean, I know it's happening to women as well, but particularly men at the moment with the Me Too movement. If someone accused your father, your brother, whatever it is, unless you knew something sinister about them, you're not going to just immediately believe it.
No,
it is unrealistic to assume that you would.
Sorry to interrupt, but this is what I mean. Janet says, please stay on topic. Well, this is the topic. I'm just trying to explain something by giving a more recent example, and I'm sorry that you feel offended because I use Trump's name. Let's give another example. Brett Kavanaugh. I'm sorry, he's a conservative too, so maybe that triggers you too. But he was accused of the most horrendous things by that Ford woman, Christine Ford woman.
It happens,
His
unfortunately.
life
People
was
need to.
destroyed, and it came out that it wasn't true. Nothing about it was true. It was all
People need
lies.
stop going with. They need to stop going with a one-sided trial, and that's all you're going to get in the media.
Right.
You know, it
But
happens. People, and the idea that false accusations don't happen. I've seen it so many times. Oh, the people don't lie about this. Yes, they do. For
I know
revenge,
3 or 4
for
people
mental
in my life
illness.
who have lied.
Yeah,
3
for
or 4
revenge,
in
for
my
mental
life
illness,
alone that have lied.
money. There's loads of reasons people lie. We need to get this mindset gone that people don't lie about these things.
Yeah, and we
And
need to
that
get a good.
everything's true.
You
Which
know,
is not.
I'm really so sick of having to explain myself when I even mention Trump. You know, I'm not asking you to like him or vote for him or whatever. I'm just giving an example of how you
Well, I
can
mean, you
compare
know,
the cases media wise, you know?
we've spoken about it before. I said I'm not a fan of him in and of himself, but even I can see he's not treated fairly. If you want to say anything is fair at all in media,
Right.
it's definitely not fair
You
in
don't
the
even
way
have
he
to
certain
like
things. But
Michael Jackson, you know?
no,
The point is that what if it happened to you?
Mm-hmm.
What if you are
Exactly.
falsely accused, you know? The whole thing with Trump too. What if someone would have done that to you for 2 years? It doesn't matter if you like Trump or if you wish Trump the
no.
worst in the world, but if they do it to him, next
But if
thing they can do it
something
to
is
you.
if something is wrong, it's wrong. It doesn't. Nobody deserves
Exactly.
that.
Right.
Nobody deserves that to have that hang over their head, their family's head. Nobody deserves that.
No.
But you
So
know what,
I don't
Susan,
care
I
how
can
much I like.
even... No, sorry,
Well, go on.
Luna. Go on.
No, that's all right. You know, I don't care how much I like someone or not. That is just wrong. Simple as.
If something's wrong, it's wrong. Exactly.
Yeah.
But Susie, to give you a more kind of safe option, even if you like, Jeffrey Rush. I don't know if people know Jeffrey Rush, but I believe he's British, isn't he?
Well, he's an
Luna, is he
artist.
British?
Isn't he
Is
from
he? Oh, but
Pirates of the Caribbean?
yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean.
He's an
Recently, he
artist.
sued a British paper. I can't remember I'd have to quickly look it up. He sued a British paper recently for running a story about him where his co-star had accused him of something that there was no proof of. I think it was like groping her or something like that. And he, sorry, I'm looking it up just to make sure I've got the correct details here. And he won an inordinate amount because they'd posted something that they had no proof of, and that I think it was sorry, I'm just quickly looking it up. And he's just won a defamation case against the Daily Telegraph, and he won a chunk of money because they printed something with no proof.
Yep.
About him groping someone.
Michael, when he was alive, he did sue a lot and did win a lot of his cases also.
They're not going to report it out. No.
Yeah, they don't report that stuff. But Michael, when he was alive, he did sue quite a lot and he did win a hell of a lot. Victor Gutierrez owed Michael a lot of money, fled the country so he didn't have to pay because his book was utter fiction.
Here, let's see.
Now it's turned into a movie.
I don't. First of all, I have never heard him say that. Even if he had said that, I don't care. My dad would say that probably. That is the same thing as people talking about Michael Jackson and little kids around him. They sexualize everything. You don't know how he means something. I think Trump is really maybe even worse at explaining himself than Michael was sometimes. So
He does tend to babble.
right.
He goes off topic, and then it's like, what were we talking about? And by that point, he said about 17 words too many.
Right.
That's his problem. He says a paragraph more than he should.
Right. So, you know, if I want to give an example that's more recent, that maybe younger people might understand what we're talking about, you know, and plus it's going on. Like I said, it's the same thing. Both of them, it's the same thing. You don't have to like someone to know something is wrong.
No, it's to look at. It's literally, it's not comparing the two people, it's comparing the two, like, media responses.
Right, it's about the media.
It's the media response, and it's just a current thing that can be raised.
Oh God, Lexa C, please go to any locker room with a bunch of guys. If you, seriously, I'm not even going to discuss this, really. That's out of
Now
context. That's being offended for no reason, really. I mean, come on,
Why? What
grow
did
up
what was
here.
said?
Oh God, the grab him by the pussy thing. I'm trying to explain something media-wise. I'm not defending Trump here. I'm trying to explain something and put something in context, and I shouldn't be afraid to do that just because people are getting triggered by it.
maybe now
Can
that's
I
going on topic.
can I give an example that may palate people a little bit here? Because this was lunacy to me. I don't know if anyone watched the Ted Bundy documentary that was on Netflix.
Not
I don't know
yet.
if
I
anyone
have it in
watched
my
No, I
it.
want to.
list.
It's
No, not yet.
it's equal part fascinating and equal part flat out terrifying. But I watched it, and having watched it, the fact that that documentary about a known, proven serial killer had people in it going, we thought he was a really nice guy. Yet Leaving Neverland didn't show the other side of it, and the media doesn't show the other side of it. Should tell you something. They're nicer about a dude who killed, we don't even know how many, including a child, but Michael Jackson, nah. Sorry.
Nah.
Too busy.
They never they dare not humanize him. He is not human, and as long as he's not human, they can get away.
That
If
is
they
really
start having
true.
people
I
coming
think
and
that's a
going,
very good
lovely.
point about them dehumanizing him like that.
All he has, he's been, every June the 25th, I burn a tabloid. I don't buy them because I'm not wasting my money on that crap, but I burn a tabloid every year. And someone asked me once why, and I saw a fantastic graphic which was just proved it beautifully. And it was just a list of headlines that went out while he was waiting for the verdict.
There was people practicing how to say Michael Jackson was found guilty. He's going to his cell.
Yes.
Like, come on. I saw the
Yeah.
video and I was like, I feel physically sick.
Yeah, it was disgusting behaviour because he's not human to them. So they will not look at anyone. They won't speak to anyone that wants to say, no, hang on a minute, he was just a guy. He was my uncle. They don't want to do that. They dare not do that.
How are
Do you
we?
know what?
Muggles says, to be fair, we also dehumanize MJ. How do we dehumanize him? Because I don't dehumanize him at all. I'm trying to actually make
Trying
him
not to.
human in here. I mean, talking about how he's not perfect and stuff like that. And sometimes
Oh, I
people get
see.
mad about that too. Oh, how is that helping? That's helping because people need to realize that he was just a guy, There was
He screwed up from time to time. He swore from time to time. He was human. That's not a bad thing. People need to stop thinking that's a bad thing.
I think actually what Muggles meant there, and maybe it's how I'm reading it, is exactly the opposite of what you guys are saying. Like when you guys try and humanize him in the way of showing that he was in fact human, he had flaws, he wasn't perfect. Some people get really frustrated and that no, he was an angel, and it's like no, because no one is. Stop.
No.
Maybe that's
Right.
how I'm reading it.
No, the problem with the dehumanizing thing is that before June 25th, everybody was talking bad about him. I mean, I remember nobody said anything positive about Michael.
Where are you from?
And then after Italy.
Because
I'm from Italy. Yeah.
Right. I never had that at all here. I mean, maybe I was just not really paying attention to the whole Michael Jackson thing, but I think people actually always liked him here. Of course, you have always some people that are whining and bitching, but
No, I mean, what my experience was that before June 25th, everybody was like, oh, Michael Jackson, he's weird, he's crazy, he's this, he's that, he's made plastic surgery and all that. And then after he died, oh, I never believed those things, poor guy.
That happened here. That happened here as well.
oh, but UK is horrible
UK
horrible
is
on him.
atrocious.
Dehumanizing in that sense because you don't treat him like a person, you treat him like a puppet, strange guy who does this and that, and I don't really think that they were talking about that they when people would say bad things about him that they were talking about a person. They were just talking about a character, or what the media portrayed, and that dehumanized him in that way, I think.
Did I see Jaw in the chat? Jaw, are you there? Thought I saw Jaw in the chat.
Why she was coming in so late when I've got to go? You know what it is? You can't have two big mouth black women in the chat at the same time. I'm sorry, it's just not allowed. Not even got one American and one Brit. One of us has to leave the chat. It's like a nuclear blast. It can't happen.
What I've always wondered, going back to Chandler, I have something up here from the court transcripts because someone was asking about it. Let me just read it. Let's see if this is right. This is Snedden asking questions to June Chandler in 2005. And he's asking her, when you went to Las Vegas, where did you stay? What hotel? She says, the Mirage Hotel. Do you remember what day? Night? No. Who was in your room when you first got there? Who was staying in your room? Jordan, myself, Lily, and Michael. So they were all in the same room. But there was a thing here. Oh, here. With regard to things changed, could you tell me what changed first? She's talking about the second night in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And she answers, well, there were approximately 3 bedrooms in that suite at the Mirage Hotel. Lily is Jordan's sister. Lily and I were staying in one bedroom. Jordy had another bedroom, and Michael had another bedroom. So Jordy wasn't even staying in Michael's bedroom at that moment. So, I mean, it wasn't like he had this whole plan of I'm letting boys sleep with me. He just booked him a different room. The second night they were going to see a performance, Cirque du Soleil performance. Snedden asks, they meaning who? She answers, Jordy and Michael. And Lily and I. It was around 11 p.m. at night, and I got a call from somebody at Cirque du Soleil saying, where is Michael? And I said he should be there with my son. They said he's not here. A little while later, another call, he still didn't show up. They still didn't show up. And there's a knock on the door, and it's Michael and Jordan, and they came back into the suite. Snedden is interrupting her there, asking about what time is it when your son Jordan and the defendant, in this case Mr. Jackson, showed up. She says, well, I think the performance started at 11, and I would say Jordan and Michael showed up around 11:30. Now, could you describe for the jury Mr. Jackson's demeanor at the time that they came back in the room? And June answers, he was sobbing, he was crying, shaking, trembling. And what was your son's demeanor? She said he was quiet. Snedden asks, now at that point in time, did Mr. Jackson tell you why he was upset or crying? She answers, yes. Snedden says, all right, tell the jury what he said. And she says, he said, you don't trust me? We're a family. Why are you doing this? Why are you not allowing Jordy to be with me? And I said, he is with you. He said, but my bedroom, why not in my bedroom? We fall asleep, the kids have fun. Boys. Get an objection here. Yeah, that's about the point here. All right, how long do you think this conversation lasts between you and Mr. Jackson over where Jordan was going to sleep that night? Sorry. And she says, I would say about 20 to 30 minutes. There is, I always wonder, maybe you guys have an idea about that. They were supposed to go to Cirque du Soleil. just watching a performance, some kind of performance. They are gone for at least half an hour, probably longer because they had to go there too. And they come back, and all of a sudden Michael is crying and begging June for Jordan to stay in that room. That always struck me as so odd. What happened in those 30 minutes at the Mirage Hotel?
That's a bit of a red flag for me in terms of what she's saying. Not because I think anything where Michael's concerned, but
No.
my brain would go like when the first accusations were made. June apparently was like, yeah, no way, Michael wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So why would I don't get why he would come into unless like Geordie said something to him like, I want to stay in your room, but my mum won't let me because she thinks it's weird or something, in which case like that would probably upset Michael because he was known to be quite sensitive about things like that, and he would never hurt a child, and so he would be upset. But that, if anything, I know that sounds I wouldn't necessarily believe that conversation even happened unless
That's where I was going.
Because why? And as well, as a parent, wouldn't that ring an alarm bell in your head? I mean, I'm not a parent. I've got a dog and that's it. But wouldn't that ring an alarm bell? As like, why are you so upset that I'm not letting my son sleep in the room with you, that you're literally crying?
Yeah, I honestly would, considering her reaction at the start, which was absolutely not. You know, like you said yourself, it was no, he wouldn't. And can we just remind everyone that initially that's what Jordan said as well.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, Jordan said that no, he didn't. It was Evan that made the accusations, not Jordan.
Yeah, and he had to give what was it called, amethol or something?
Sodium amethol. Yeah.
Not a good drug to give anyone, and you really shouldn't be giving it to a kid.
Well, it was thought back then that it was a truth serum, but
yeah,
the opposite was proven true
you can implant
later
something.
on.
You can make someone think something.
Yeah, plant false memories in brains and stuff.
But I would think if she'd had that conversation and then she heard that, she would have instantly thought shit. To be honest.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Sorry, I was thinking that.
You know, I don't think she would have thought, no, she would have gone, oh, God, yeah, there was that. No, that would have instantly set off an alarm bell. Personally, I don't think that conversation happened.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Me too.
We got a troll in the chat. His name is Joe Dugan.
Hello.
Joe, I'm not going to ban you yet. I'm going to give you the opportunity to come into the live on voice and convince us that he is a pedophile.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
I'm going to invite you to get a hobby, because if this is what you're doing on your Saturday night, looking for people that you don't want to talk to.
There's all kinds of evidence, so I'd like to hear it. I mean, please come on.
I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be supporting a paedophile. If he's got info, I need to know.
Yeah.
I asked a bunch of people, haters, come join the live. They don't want to.
Who knows why?
No, but I've always wondered about those 30 minutes. It's just, was June lying about that, or did something happen there? And like you said, I wanted to say tits, but Titch.
You can call me Tits if you want. Tits. I'm called Titch because I'm short. So call me short, call me like little one, call me whatever you want.
Little one.
Anything short related.
Oh, that was for you, that message.
Too soon.
No, but it's not like I am questioning Michael in this. I am questioning the situation as to what happens to Michael that he was so upset.
I can't see any situation that would happen, and I can't see any situation where that conversation would happen where a mother wouldn't have an alarm, and to then have an allegation and not believe it immediately that happened. It just leads me to believe that didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm with you on that
because
one.
her initial response was, "No way would he do that." If she'd had that interaction with him, there'd be no reason for her to disbelieve. She'd be like, "Oh God, yeah, he was, crying over having my sleeping with him, and I gave in and said yes, and oh my God, look what's happened." You'd instantly believe it.
Right.
To me, it sounds like something made on purpose, to make the allegation credible, something made up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she was under oath as well. I mean, and
I know,
I,
but
I know people lie.
So a lot of people don't care.
they were able to reach a settlement of 20 million, or I don't know what it was.
Oh,
So
Joe
I think they're
said something
capable of
again.
doing everything.
Pro
Yes,
Jared
Joe.
Jackson pedogate. Oh, I'd like to
Oh
talk to
my
you
gosh.
about pedogate. Please
What?
come on, Joe Jugan.
I think that's Duggan.
Duggan,
What?
whatever.
Why do these people want to believe that someone is a pedophile? I mean, I don't like
Very
it.
strange.
You want?
I mean, if someone is not a pedophile, and I thought he was,
I'm gonna put the link in the chat so he can come and.
Oh, I don't want to miss it.
Well, you got to stay longer.
Ah. All right. Okay. I'm gonna make coffee and.
Here, Joe. If you click that link and you sign up, you can join our live. You can.
I may have to mute myself
you can
to stop myself swearing.
You can educate us.
I need educating.
Can I make a point as well? Like, we were talking about how she said like Michael cried and stuff. Every single time someone accuses Michael of anything, like, I know he was apparently quite, a sensitive person, like I said, and he did get upset, and he's known to have cried. He wasn't, a butch guy who refused to cry or anything like that. But they always talk about him crying like he cried every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, when did he get the time to record music and go on tour?
It's a parody. It's a parody.
Exactly. And because people didn't take the time to, and because to an extent, and this is, I'm not trying to dig at anyone, but because he wanted to keep the mystery up.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely a victim of his own mystery. He is.
Exactly.
I'll post so much cheese pizza in there, lady. You like cheese pizza, Joe?
Oh, Lord. Please block him already. I'm not up for talking to people who like cheese pizza. I've watched too many of your videos, Susan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did?
Yeah, I had to stop because I've got bipolar and I started to crash, and I was like, I'm going to have to step away before my depression kicks in.
Well, it's interesting that Joe mentioned pedogate, so that's why I mean, come talk about pedogate.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to have some milk, and so if you hear any noise,
Joe, I'll give you 2 more minutes to join. Otherwise, I'm gonna ban your ass because you either speak up or you will forever hold your peace.
Oh God.
Are you a coward, Joe?
Here, Beach Bunny to go. Is that you, Joe? Beach Bunny to go?
sorry about that.
Oh, I don't know. It's not like I'm going to ban every troll or every person that thinks he's a pedophile, but if you have so much evidence, then grow some balls and come share.
That's what I mean. So, I mean,
Some FBI reports.
If I knew someone was a paedophile, I would be telling everyone.
I don't know shit about this. I'm trolling 2 middle-aged ladies online. You think I'm middle-aged? Okay.
Rude.
That's rude.
I'm in my 20s. Get lost.
That's true either.
I'm middle-aged. However,
I'm not. So
yeah, see, I'm middle-aged, so I've got a reason to be in on a Saturday night. What's his excuse?
You're not middle-aged, you liar. You're
younger
than me.
Boy, what are you doing in?
Okay, let's just ban Joe because Joe is not gonna come online. So
bye, Mr. Ballless.
Bye. Height user on this channel.
Oh Lord.
He's a goner.
That act.
Joe is a special needs person. Yeah, I completely agree.
No. I know lots of special people. They're not assholes.
Thank you, Prince. Oh, did you see, by the way, that Prince graduated?
Graduated, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He had his proper name on his sash as well. It was so cute. Like rather than
Maybe you should get a troll on next week. I'm trying, but they don't want to come on the live.
That's because they're cowards with no testicles.
I mean, they always have such a big mouth that they have so much evidence that he's a pedophile, but they never want to come on the live.
Shocking.
What the
It's
hell?
almost like a typical schoolyard bully, isn't it?
That's protecting a paedophile. I'm just saying, if you've got info and you're not sharing,
Exactly.
Also, sorry, can I just point this out? Because I posted this up on Twitter because of I had a moment of rage one day, and I hadn't posted anything on my Twitter about Michael really, because I was like, I don't really want to get involved, and my full name was on there, which I've now removed and stuff. But I posted this up on Twitter. Why are people not angry at Wade Robson? Because these supporters, because if he is telling the truth, I personally don't believe it at all. But if for the sake of argument and for the sake of perhaps the world gone completely loopy, if he is telling the truth, he literally sat in a courtroom where a child was saying that this man did something to him that you knew to be true.
As an adult, he was an adult.
As an adult, you knew it to be true because you'd had exactly the same thing, and you'd had apparently worse than what he'd been through. And you sat there and lied. And it's like, and by the way, obviously I don't believe this, but just in context, he lied. He's now saying to rob a victim of justice, and now he wants his own justice in the subject of millions. Are you kidding? Why is everyone not pissed about this? Because I was pissed.
Well, how aren't those people saying, "Oh, I've been a victim too, and I believe him," and why aren't they realizing that someone is doing something with some paper close to their microphone?
I heard that. What was that?
Sorry?
But why aren't people questioning him about the fact that he says that he wasn't aware that he was abused until around, what was it, 2011 or 2012?
But that's BS, because they didn't ask him, did Michael Jackson abuse you? They said, did he touch you?
Exactly.
But he was in that trial. I mean, he followed that trial. He was there.
Yeah.
If you are on trial for child sexual abuse and you hear what that means, so what allegedly had been done to Arvizo, then you would recognize, hey, he did. If, let's say, if that was actually true, he would have realized it back then, like, oh my God, that happened to me too, and he would have spoken up. But he says, no, I was protecting Michael. Protecting against what? Because according to you, you didn't even realize it was something bad. So, what?
Thing is, he wasn't asked, did Michael abuse you? He was asked,
exactly.
Shower with Michael?
Did he kiss you? Or
he was asked, did he do these things? Not was it abuse. He was asked specifically in acts.
And
so
also,
if it was wrong, but it had happened, he would have just answered, "Oh yeah, we showered," because he didn't think it was wrong, right?
No dramas. Everyone does it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what good.
And also, his ever-changing story of why he testified. He was like, "I didn't want to testify." Well, if you didn't realize you were abused, why wouldn't you want to testify for your friend? That makes no sense.
Of course, you testify.
Yeah, like he's saying, I didn't realize I was abused, but then he's also saying I didn't want to testify, and I felt bad that I didn't want to see him go to jail. Well, why would he go to jail? He never did anything wrong, surely.
But that's the
if
thing.
You didn't realize,
well, isn't it? It's like he threatened him, like if anyone finds out, we'll go to jail. But at the same time, he was telling him it wasn't wrong, and he didn't understand it was wrong, and it was love. So you were going to go to jail for something that was wrong. That doesn't make any sense.
And even Bill Whitfield said Michael Jackson didn't talk like that. He was like, he didn't say like, oh, like when he said, "Oh, we'll get caught" or whatever. Bill Whitfield was like, that's not how the dude talks.
No,
he says parched instead of thirsty. Like,
yeah, he didn't speak the way Wade speaks.
No, he says he's famished and not hungry.
Yeah.
Like he gets something. I remember the quote because I literally listened to the podcast the other day.
Like Shakespeare on crack.
Shakespeare with a good bass line.
He would if he was going to say something like that, it'd be like we'd both be incarcerated. It wouldn't be we'd both go to jail.
Yeah.
That is really a good point, but I don't think most people
and the other thing
realize that. That's why I linked to that article earlier on from Paul Thoreau not Louis Theroux, but his father. I'll link it again in the chat because I have it open here still.
Mhm.
And
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
you can actually see that. I think people underestimated his intelligence a lot. I'm not saying that he is an
Massively.
absolute genius like some people try to make him. You know,
He's
I
book
don't.
smart.
He's very book smart. You know, and
Very book
people
smart.
call him an uneducated. I mean, you don't
Lack
need
of common sense,
you
I
don't
think, more
need yeah you
so.
don't need a school degree to be
No,
educated. You know, you can
he
educate
was very
yourself.
educated.
I mean, I just
He was
put the
highly
video
educated.
up about the art books. That's just the art books. He had over 1 million books in storages and stuff like that. He bought a full bookstore. You don't do that when you're uneducated. You know,
No,
what are you
he
going
I
to
was
just
do
love the
with?
fact that every male though is allowed to have porn that's just for himself, and I mean like heterosexual, the legal heterosexual porn that was found because that's the only thing that was found.
Yeah.
But the porn that Michael had, people were like, "Oh yeah, he was using that to groom kids," and I'm like, any other man, it's just porn. Like
Yes.
dudes like
Yeah.
boobs, it's not a big deal.
Well, that's just,
Yep.
you know what, when they were making a big deal out of that at the time, and obviously I was following the trial, and my mum overheard a report, and she went, "That's no more than my husband had when I met him." You know, she said, "Big deal. Single man in his mid-40s has porn stash." She said, "That's the headline. Pathetic."
Can I just point out my favourite thing that I saw in that list though? Because I did nearly pass out from hysterical laughing. It was like he cut out an article about the second female G spot.
Oh,
And
yes.
I was in hysterics because I went, most men don't try and find the first one, let alone like blooming hell, fair play, Michael, like student of the game.
No, you see, no. My favourite bit, and I said this the last time I was on, was when the FBI, not the FBI, the police sat down to watch this
I know
video
what you're
they
gonna say.
found called Chicks. And it was literally a video of baby chicks. That's my favourite thing.
I want to know how long they watched it for.
It's
So do
almost
I.
as if he knew that they were coming, you know, and he
Yeah,
he put that
right.
there on purpose.
I am so going to label a video in a really shifty fashion and have you sit and watch like an hour of baby chickens.
Just label it cheese pizza and they'll watch the whole thing.
Mhm.
They will totally watch the whole thing.
Yeah. Just, and there was something else in there which I don't want to say because I hear Nina every week go, "Stop swearing" to everyone. But there was another thing in there that absolutely killed me. It was called double word, like penising, but the rude word for it.
All right.
Someone else can say it.
The rude
I'm not
word
gonna say
for it.
Yeah,
We
I'm
get you.
trying. And that absolutely hysterically killed me as well because I was like, and people are sitting there going, "This guy is like interested in little boys," and I'm like, "There's so many pictures of boobs."
He had so many boobs.
Well,
So many
you know,
boobs.
it is a good thing actually, and I can see how he must have been extremely embarrassed by it.
Oh,
But
absolutely. No
it's
one
a
wants their
good thing
porn
that they
stash on film.
found all that real hardcore porn, you know,
The thing
because
is, you don't.
that was the only stuff that was actually let's call it used, and
Yes.
in
Yeah,
the
the
in
only
the
thing
immediate vicinity
No.
of his personal areas, you know. So and the rest was found in cardboard boxes.
Yeah,
And
it's
it wasn't even a room close to his, was it? It was like further away, wasn't it, in his library, which was not in his room.
Right. Right.
Am I remembering this right? I've read a lot of information over the last few months, so my brain's kind of gone to Rice Krispies. But
Well, there wasn't even evidence that he touched that book. That's a book
No.
that Michael Jakobshagen, was holding that he supposedly got from Michael. And if he did, I'd like to see that quote from that Rhonda in there because there should be a quote from the fan that gave it to
thing
Michael.
is, I
Hmm?
want to know how he's got it when the police have still got it. They never
Right.
gave it back to him. So
Right.
I
unless
want
he's
to know
hiding
why
the
it
police lock-
matters, though, this book, because it's
It
literally
doesn't.
like a legal art book. Like, I don't get art. I'm oblivious to art, like completely. I will be honest, but it goes right over my head. But it wasn't anything that thousands, potentially millions of people didn't have. So what? All
You
of
can
those
still
people are
buy it.
pedophiles?
No, the thing is, anything with even a half-naked child in is instantly suspicious if you have that kind of mindset. I don't look at a kid. You know, I don't think anyone was looking at me when I was running around in the nude at 6, and that's what I'd see when I see a picture like that.
Yeah, plus, you have to take into account, I mean, if you ever saw, I still hear the noise. Hold on, who is it?
What is that?
Sorry, I just had to give my dog a treat.
It's
Sorry.
Tits.
Aww.
Tits.
It's Tits.
I don't have that big a tit, so this is going to be a really pointless nickname. I'm a very small person in general.
Oh.
No, but you also have to take into account that if you look at pictures and videos of the raid and stuff, he was a little bit messy, and a little bit is kind of like an understatement. He was a hoarder.
He was a hoarder.
Too.
Yeah.
He was a hoarder.
Right. So I don't even think he knew what he had, and if
But
people
that man
sent
went
him stuff,
shopping so much.
I
Like,
think
all
the
the
only
pictures I
thing-
saw of it were
Right,
like
but-
shopping, Michael Jackson shopping, and I was like, dude, how do you have? Why are you shopping
know
again?
what?
yeah, you have enough crap, stop shopping.
I actually think the reason he had that much porn was because he kept losing it and had to go and buy new ones. Because there's no way he could find anything in
You pull up the floorboards in Neverland, and there'll be tits
That's
everywhere.
a possibility, though.
Because I swear to God, I bought a magazine last week. Where the hell is it? Right, that's it. I'm gonna have to go and get someone down the shop and get.
That's why he had the
now.
briefcase. Keep it all in one place.
He's like,
He kept
right, that's it.
losing
I'm sick of losing them.
That was a good article, the one about the secondary spot. I need to go in the briefcase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that should have gone in the briefcase. To be fair, that's the best place to put things like that. That's important info. God. But it's ridiculous to yeah, as you say, it's ridiculous. Yes, he was interested in children, let alone male children.
Right. He was interested in big-assed women. They know that
Yeah.
because of the porn that they found that was actually, I'm
Plumpers.
gonna say used again because I want to keep it.
It's the best description.
But you
yes.
know what I mean, right? So, how are you
Yes.
focusing on some vintage 60s art book with a bunch of boys in it that hasn't
hasn't
been
even got
touched?
printing.
I mean, it's not used. Let's call it that.
There
They
is
didn't even
zero
find
DNA.
fingerprints on it from him.
There is no DNA.
But they
on
find
that
a
book.
whole bunch of barely legals that he apparently had some kind of subscription to because he had the whole series, I think. and they're in his bathroom, in his nightstand, and whatever.
I've got a subscription to a porn magazine.
But
That's
that
dedication.
doesn't matter. No, he is a gay
Hey, when you find
pedophile instead
something,
of.
you pay for it.
It just doesn't make sense.
Porn
That
stars
tells
are
you, but that tells you that they were really after him. I mean, if you see that they even called the 3TY photo shoot grooming.
Oh God, I remember that. Yes.
I mean,
well,
come on.
Dan Reed tried that recently, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Dan Reed tweeted one of those photos and tried it again as
And
well.
he didn't
It's
even
like,
know who was Taj and who was TJ. Like, he couldn't even.
No.
Embarrassed.
Oh, do you know what? I think he did, but I think he was attempting to make a joke.
Yeah, he needs to go back to school. That's not funny.
He really does. He needs to go back
Numerous
to
things,
to
yeah.
learn the meanings of a lot of words.
Yeah.
He can start with relearning the meaning of the word documentary, and we'll go from there.
Research would be another one.
That's another good one. Yes.
Morals, it should be on that list.
Morals.
Sorry, my dog's getting a shh.
Evidence.
Dan is an undercover racist. Okay,
It's not even
He ain't
undercover.
Can you explain that next, please? Undercover racist. I don't understand what you mean by that.
Basically, he's not going to come out and, use racist
You're not going to
words.
see him wearing a white hood anytime soon, but he's going to make nasty comments based on.
He's going to try and subtly degrade a person who's white, essentially.
Particularly cowardly races, the worst of the kind.
I'm still shocked by that. How people didn't get completely thrown off by the thing with the Brillo pad comment is beyond me still.
Oh, that racist.
Like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm a white girl. I haven't touched a lot of black people's hair. Don't get me wrong, but they're like, I've touched some of my friends that I've worked with, but they've gone, oh, feel my hair. It feels really nice today, or whatever. Same as I would with a white friend.
Anyone,
and it doesn't feel like a Brillo pad.
Nothing feels like a Brillo pad. That's the most ridiculous and racist thing I've ever heard in my life.
But I want to know how people didn't go, yeah, no.
I genuinely, because it's Michael and he's not human.
And he must have had
Funky Punk. Funky Punk asks, "What was the Barely Legal magazine about?" Well, you just Google it. You have to turn
Kitty.
your filters off, though,
I
otherwise
was
it
about to
won't
say,
show
turn your
up.
filters Google and prepare for an education, my friend.
Boobies.
There will be many boobies.
I'm just going to stick
And
with
other
boobies.
things.
We all know. We all know well.
I was about to say I've seen barely legal. There will be boobies and other things. Okay.
I have to admit, when I think of whenever we talk about Michael's collection, it is really odd because I just, for some reason, I just think of him with glasses on, reading them, and it just makes it funny. And again, I'm just like, I don't know why, and I just go off.
Well, you
and
see,
then
the thing is, you said that, and then I got an image of him like glasses on, glass of brandy in one hand, cigarette in the other. And going, now that's a nice photo.
Yeah.
I'll save that page for later.
Ain't no way
Turning the top corner down.
Ain't no
The
way
lighting on
Michael's wig almost straight hair felt like a Brillo pad. I don't think that he was wearing that those wigs at home a lot.
But the man was a bajillionaire. He's crappy.
He didn't have crappy wigs. Second, he didn't start wearing them until the mid-90s, so that was after Wade anyway would have been touching his damn hair.
Mm-hmm.
And third,
he had the Jerry
curl
at the time, didn't he?
If they'd have been able to say they'd seen him take his wig off and what was underneath, they would have, because they wanted to humiliate him with everything they said.
Absolutely. And they didn't mention any vitiligo at all.
No,
and that to me was a real big red flag, because they're trying to humiliate this man. They're going to talk about, all right. I, the fact that I follow Susan's other channel to tell you my opinion on Michael and where he is, but so I'm really sorry. But if it was in fact, with splotches on and stuff like that, they're going to mention that to try and humiliate him.
Of course they will. Yeah. I mean, they've gone into great detail about everything else. Why not that?
Yeah, the detail was far too much. I don't like this phrase, but as a quote unquote survivor, it actually triggered me. It really messed with me.
I've watched it in chunks because I wasn't going to let them get to me.
Yeah, I'm not that smart.
I knew that's what they aimed. That's what they aimed for.
Someone's asking, I want to know if they found sex toys in Michael's home. No, and not because I saw the whole list of what was found, but if they would have, you can be sure it would have been really, really big news in the media.
But even if they had, that still wouldn't prove paedophilia. It just proves that the man...
Well, they're trying to make him gay because that is,
right?
They're trying to make him different than what he is.
I don't know why. I don't know this obsession
but
with
even,
not just letting him be who
he
is.
I don't believe for a second that he is gay at all, not at all. But even if he were, that doesn't make you a pedophile. I mean,
well, if he were gay, then his choice in pornography sucks. That's all I can say.
Yeah, dude got lost in the porno line.
He didn't know how to find the gay porn and just had to put up with women, and I feel really sorry for him. Poor gay Michael. Moment of silence for gay
Michael. A lot of straight men actually buy sex toys. So
yes, right. This is my area of expertise because I work in a sex shop.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God! No, well, let's not go there. Let's not go there.
But it is way more straight men.
YouTube is already after my channel, so let's not go there.
The bulk of my customers are straight men, and the bulk of my customers are for toys. Let's put it that way.
Right.
So I wouldn't have taken
that. Guys, you know what? I think I have to leave you because it's like 1 a.m. here, like 1 a.m.
Okay.
Sleep
well, Maria.
Never did show up, did he?
What did you say, Luna?
Our troll never did show up, so we probably should call it a night.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Nina went to bed.
Oh.
No, because I can't talk, so even if I wanted to, I can't stay,
jump in.
a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up for tonight anyway. I think
that's cool.
We've
been all around the board tonight.
Yep. Back and forth, and
but get your questions in for next week, and we will focus on 2005 because
I've actually got one that I'm going to ask next week. I've just thought of one.
It's good that you say that because I am not sure if there will be a live next week. It will definitely not be on Saturday because I'm not going to be here on Saturday. So if I'm going to do a live next week, it's going to be Sunday. So, but I'll let you know.
Keep us all posted.
Right. So, I don't know if you guys all listened in the beginning. I'm looking for people with knowledge of WordPress for the website who could actually help me keep it up to date.
I can do that.
And that's perfect.
I can do that.
Let's talk after I stop streaming.
Okay.
Plus, I also said at the beginning that we're gonna have a giveaway, and that is a gift set with a signed copy of Mike Smallcom's book Making Michael, plus some merchandise memorabilia as soon as we hit 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. So what you got to do is subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Click the notification bell and share the channel on Twitter and link me in it. And my Twitter is at MJInnocent2019. And as soon as we hit 15,000, I'm going to pick someone who's going to win. So
Awesome.
Make sure that you share. We're at, let's see where we're at now. Almost 12,000.
Wow.
Yeah, 11,907. So we have about 3,000 and a little bit to go. And I definitely want it's not like I need more subs or more viewers. I just want the word out.
More ears that hear, the better.
Yeah, because I can tell that YouTube is really trying to censor this channel compared to the beginning. With the views, with the subs, with the not putting it in the recommended list anymore, and so it's really important to share it as much as you can. To share the video, share the channel, and make sure that people subscribe and click the notification button, because YouTube is not going to do it for us. So that's
Definitely
why we're
not.
going to do it for us. So if you want to win the book, it's a signed copy. Make sure that you tag me in it, and I'll see you guys either next week or the week after. I'll just let you know. You should have Patreon. I don't know how that works. I don't know what that is. What is that, Muggles? It's not.
Is
It's
it
not like
a streaming site?
Patreon is a streaming service. Is that you, Nina?
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A donation page. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's not like I need to become rich of it. I mean, I just want it to spread.
The message, yeah.
Yeah, as much as I can. And I'm not so sure if people actually, many people really know about that Patreon stuff. I'd have to look into it myself.
Never heard of it.
No.
Susie, if you're not interested in the money yourself, and you're not out of pocket, if you get anything from Patreon or whatever you decide to do it, you can always donate it to Taj's documentary.
Right. Well, it helps. I mean, I use a lot of programs that have a monthly subscription. So whatever is coming in, I do use for that. The server costs and stuff like that. But that's not why I want the channel to grow. I want the channel to grow because I want YouTube to stop censoring me and just spread it. So if they're not going to do it, we have to do it. And I saw that at the beginning. I had 3 or 4 videos or something with a shit ton of views, and they were in recommended lists and stuff like that. And all of a sudden that stopped, and they instantly demonetized my videos. Really weird. They don't even know what it's about.
On as podcasts.
Hmm?
Have you thought about putting them on, say, Spotify as podcasts, like the recording?
I don't know how that works either.
I don't understand Spotify in the slightest. I wish I did.
So I'd have to look into that. I have been thinking about at least I download all the lives as well, and I have all the videos saved, of course. So I might want to put them on Vimeo and Dailymotion, but I think there's a bunch of restrictions there too. You can have a max of so many gigabytes and a max of so many minutes. What you had on YouTube before too. Otherwise, you have to start paying, and I don't know.
You cut out
That's
for half of what you just said, but I heard restrictions, so okay.
what did I get cut off?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. I don't know if it probably just cut off for me because my Wi-Fi has just gone.
You did appear on the screen for a minute, Titch.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, yeah. I'm
Well,
back.
so
Yeah.
so I am looking at other platforms to put it on. But the issue is, I don't like YouTube that much because I don't like anything Google or big corporations, Facebook, but it is where people are, it's people are
Yeah.
not going to search. They don't even want to watch it when it's right in front of them on YouTube, so let alone put it on some kind of website that no one visits regularly like they do YouTube. So it's
Yeah.
it's more like a backup plan. Like,
Mhm.
let's say that YouTube is going to kick my whole channel off, which wouldn't even surprise me. They did it with my other channel way back 9 or 10 years ago. So
Oh wow.
yeah, so I need a backup, but unfortunately I think we have to stay on YouTube. So that's why I'm asking you guys to share it, and of course there is some a giveaway
Anything at boy.
for that you can win. So please share, tag me on Twitter. Um, and I think that's it. I don't know if anyone else has something to say, or
No, I think we've covered everything. Hopefully, I'll see everyone next week.
I think we can
But if
we can
not,
talk for days, but you know we have to end it
Yeah,
somewhere.
there will always be something to
They
say
were there
about
were
it.
always, it's such a big case.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
someone asked me what if you have everything covered for the channel, have everything covered for concerning the allegations, which will take a while because I mean there's so much to talk about.
There's a lot to
But
cover.
let's say that and that all this stuff has died down. What are you gonna do with the channel? I don't know. I'm gonna keep it up, and maybe that we're gonna talk stupid stuff,
Well,
on the
Thing again,
lives.
well, Susan, but Dan Reed said that he's gonna do Leaving Neverland Part 2, so we have to get ready to
I
debunk
can't
that one.
wait.
I don't think we'll need to debunk that for a second. I think he'll debunk it just by even like
Yeah, just
trying to
joking.
do it.
Yeah,
He is
I was just
literally not
joking.
going to get Gavin, and he's not going to get Geordie. So good luck.
Oh, but you know who
Yeah.
he's
There's
gonna
no way
get?
he'll get Geordie.
He
He's gonna
can.
get
He can
Jacobs
ask.
Hagen. Jacobs
He
Hagen's
can.
gonna
He
Oh
do
can
it.
ask.
yeah.
He can.
No.
He can ask Louis Theroux how it felt following Michael around like a little lost puppy, and then he can do that with Geordie and Gavin. It'll be lovely. He can just follow them around trying to speak to them.
Ew.
He's gonna have to
Oh,
explain his whole
He doesn't need them.
train
I mean, he
station
just
thing.
needs 2 actors and things like that.
he just has to explain his stupidity one day.
I
Just
really,
one day. I just.
I really hope that he's going to do Leaving Neverland Part 2 because, first of all, it gives us more ammunition to shoot
I
him in the
mean,
head
boy.
with. Second of all, it's gonna increase Michael Jackson's sales even more. So keep it
Yeah.
coming, Dan Reed.
I mean, he's done wonders for his sales. He really has.
It
And with
has.
that said, thank you, Dan.
Thank you,
There's
Dan.
so many people. There's so many more
Yeah.
people. Michael now. There's so many more people that know that this is bullshit, and it's great. So thank you.
P.T. Barnum said
I
it.
would like
There's
to
no
know,
such thing as bad publicity.
especially not when you're that stupid about it. Oh my god.
Right.
And
Okay.
the reverse Me Too comes out because more people defend him. So
Ugh.
more stories.
Okay, well, guys, share, and I'll put a new post up to tell you when the new live is gonna be, if it's gonna be next week or the week after that, and where you can um put in the comments your questions again for next week, and maybe some topics that you want us to talk about or discuss. So I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.